Hello and welcome back to International Racing Series. We are back live at 7:30 p.m. on a Sunday, which means only one thing: we are live for Tier 2 round 7 here at the Jeddah Corniche circuit in Saudi Arabia. We've got an 18-minute qualifying session that is just underway, with some of the cars leaving the pits to get onto the track. Quite a few new drivers here today, so we'll run through them in a minute. First driver out of the track is the previous pole sitter, Tino Tiberian. I think he's actually set the last 2 pole positions here. Can anyone close that gap up to LWB in the driver standings? Leading the way by 30 points to Sick Pig. Tino Tiberian not too far behind. But yeah, we have a few new drivers. Puds Cairo in the Sauber, Finley in the Mercedes, IRS Racing, which has raced here before, I believe, in the Red Bull, Daft Tims in the McLaren, Mario Bros in the Ferrari, so all new drivers there. Making their debuts as we're going to go on board with Tino. He's pulling through the second sector now, preparing himself for his first flying lap of the day. Might actually get overtaken here. Someone creeping up behind. I think that's one of the Williams drivers there. Also preparing to start a lap, but here we go then. Tino Tiberian out of the final corner, down the main straight for the first time, ready to start flying a lap under the lights of the Jeddah circuit. Down to turn 1 and turn 2 we go. Down as the gear 3. Then gear 2, taking as much curve as you can, flying the IRS up into the tight section of the track, just missing the wall, riding the curb a little bit, going through the twisty section of sector 1. It's going to be a first sector time of a 30, where's sector time? 32.0. I saw that used to be further up on the track than that. But Tino Tiberian not using as much battery at the moment. He's waiting for the last 2 straights where he's about to come into now. That starts to deploy the battery into DRS before we head up to the sector 2 checkpoint. It's just over a minute as we come up to the second main straight. For the second DRS zone, throwing all that battery in the Alpine up to the final corner. Can you get a decent exit? Decent enough. Deploys whatever he has left in that battery, crosses the line for a 1:27.0. Opening lap time there for Tino, pretty decent time. The driver is about to cross the line. Outlaw 28.9. Sick Pig only at 27.7. Epi at 27.9. 2 Mercedes are about to cross the line. Finley is just about to start a lap, so Matty Burr will come up to the line in P4 with a 28.7. We're on board with Wild Jaeger at the moment. He does a 28.5, goes P4. SDRS Racing, 28.5, just behind his teammate. Who else we got out there on the lap time? I think we've got one of the kick drivers as we go on board with Finley, having a bit of a moment there through sector 1. We're on board with Cairo in the kick, P8 to him, 29.8. We've got Mario Bros in the wall at the moment, in the final corner. He was about to start flying lap there, and not sure what's going on there. Possibly a wheel disconnect or something, or maybe something wrong with the controller. I'm not sure if he's on a wheel or controller, but looks like there's possible problems there. Daft Tims the sole McLaren. Kentrim not here today. He's been scoring some decent. Ooh, I thought that was all wrong there, but there was a slight glitch on the screen, which caused the car to nearly crash into the wall on our screen. See what sort of pace the McLaren drivers got them. Yellow flag in sector 3. I think that's people just slowing down as Darth Timms hits the wall a little bit there. Bit of a scrappy sector 2 here from the McLaren driver as Finley goes P9. Even though proper lap time. 1 minute 2 for Darth Timms through the sector 2 checkpoint, and he runs up towards the final corner. Where's he going to place his McLaren? Up to the line he comes. It's going to be the 129s by the looks of it, 129.5. That is P8 at the moment. A lot of room for improvements, I think, between these two drivers here. Darth Timms and Puz Cairo, sorry. Finley's invalidated his lap. Let's go on board with LWB. Championship leader. Can you get anywhere near Tino, who's absolutely rapid during qualifying? I think these two drivers here, Tino and LWB, will be the drivers battling for pole position, but as I say that, championship leader spins it around in sector 1. So the last 2 pole positions have been from Tino. Can he make it 3 out of 3? Mario Bros has been disqualified from the session for some reason. Not sure what's happening with him. Looks like there's some technical issues going on with that Ferrari. Epi back out on track. Anyone else setting some good sector times? Cairo doesn't look like it. Finley is 3 seconds up into sector 1. Can he finish the lap off strong without invalidating this time? I think only real invalidating place now is just after the sector 2 checkpoint, so it should be all good now. Just need to try to keep it nice and clean, get a decent lap in to not put himself under pressure. And 1 minute 8. So looking good at the moment. Have a decent lap. There's got a lot of IRS to use as well coming up these main straights, so I think it's another set of tyres on, there's another lap. Gets a better sector 1 and sector 2, uses the ERS in the last 2 straights. He's going to have a very decent lap time there, so 128.2, so Finley's got some time to make if he uses the ERS correctly. I think try to save it through sector 1 and 2 and drain it in the last 2 straights. Star defender on a flying lap. Runs a bit wide though, that's an evaluation. Outlaw P8 at the moment. Been struggling in qualifying in the last few races. Not the best overall race as well. What can we do here today? Can we get anywhere near the top 5? 5 temps down, going into sector 1. Finley's down again. How's Epi getting on? 20 thousandths of a second up on his time. I think we've got Tino ahead on another lap as well. What's Tino doing? Tino Tiberium, the current pole sitter, 36 thousandths of a second away from getting into the 126s. And he's well up on that. Flying down the back straight. I think he had a bit more IRS to use though on this previous lap. That might have cost him a little bit of time. Has a bad exit as well, so this might have cost him a bit of time here, depending on if the tyres are any good. It did lose him a bit of time, but does get into the 126s there from Tino. A very solid lap. Sick pig, not improving. Eppy's into the pits. Finley's in the garage. SDRS as well. Stu Williams drivers yet to set a time as well. Down on 11th and 12th. IRS LB44 yet to come out on track. We're on board with Matty Burr. In the Mercedes, moves up to P4 by 4 thousandths of a second ahead of his teammate Finley. Mercedes looking good there. On board with Cairo now in the Sauber. Needs to find a lot of time. Hasn't found much during sector 1. 10th down. Very jittery with the steering at the moment. Needs to try to keep it a bit more stable than that. Needs to start draining that battery, I think. Tenth up into sector 2. Needs to find a lot more than that though to get anywhere near the top 8. Could possibly find P9. Daft Trims just starting the lap now, going through corner 1 and 2, so he's looking to improve. On board with Cairo, up to the line. What's it going to be? Decides to abort the lap and get into the pits. IRS LB44 finally out on track as well. LWB 127.3 championship leader makes his mark, splitting the 2 Alpines. So Star Defender and IRS LB44 only drivers yet to set a time. Let's go on board with Daft Trims, who's a 10th up into sector 1. I said Daft Trims then, I meant Daft Tims. No, I said Daft Trims. Looking like an improvement here for the McLaren. Needs to find about 6 temps to get anywhere near Outlaw. 3 temps there. Very clean through that section. Clips the wall a little bit. Needs to start draining that battery. Hasn't drained it at all actually. Only towards the end of the line, a tiny bit. Possibly saving it for here. Out the final corner. Yes he is. Turns the ERS on. With the DRS. Pushes the line to 29.3. Could lose some time there. I think they're just using their ERS a bit too long here. I think they should try to save it through sector 1 and sector 2 and absolutely drain it down the big straights. IRS LB44. Let's see what sort of pace he's got after his next lap, because this is a warm-up lap for him. Finley in the Mercedes, 7 attempts up here. Absolutely flying. Gonna get himself into the top 3. Should be a great debut. Qualifying session for Finley. He can finish this lap off strongly. Good exit. Just clipping the wall. Not going to cost him too much. Applies the ERS. Runs up to the line with the DRS wide open. Does a 27.038 and goes P2. Very good lap time for Finley there. So after Tim's is going to have to get back to the pits very quickly. Star Defender starts a flying lap. Only 3 minutes left for him. IRS LB44 starts this flying lap. Let's see what he's got in the bag. His Ferrari teammate currently disqualified from the session. What has he got? Doesn't want to be starting at the back of the grid. There's a second up. Let's see how much this IRS he uses. Down the back straight. Applies it all the way up to the braking zone. Assume he's going to use it out the exit at the final corner as well, which he does. Up to the DRS. Crosses the line, and it's 129.5. I think there's room for improvement there for IRS LB44. Possibly save the ERS for a lap and then go again if he's got enough fuel. Star Defender 105.6. Really struggling here by the looks of it. Mercedes ahead of him. Who's that? I think that's Matty Bird just starting a lap as well. Then Star Defender. No, it's not. It's Finley. Diving into the pits. That's his qualifying done. Star Defender then has set a time, but not a representative time of his real pace. Everyone's out there now, except for Sick Pig and Finley. Mario Rhodes has been disqualified from the session. Tino Tiberian getting ready for his final lap. Outlaw as well, getting ready for his final lap. IRS LB44 saved off and up to ERS. So here we go then. Can Tino improve on his lap time? Can LWB or anyone behind do anything about Tino, who just clipped the wall there with his front left, and he's got his ERS turned off. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to make it back. Try and have a lap now, that'd be close. We'll go on board with LWB in the Williams, see what he's got. Last chance saloon for him. Sick Pig actually rejoined. I'm not sure he's going to make it either. LWB though, 10th up into sector 1. Needs to find something more to get himself on pole position. He's had 2 pole positions this season so far. Can he make it a third? Or would it be Tino Tiberian to make it 3 pole positions in a row? Finley and Sick Pig, they're finished. A few more cars in the final sector at the moment. We're on board with LWB, who's absolutely flying. Tino Tiberian crosses the line, no improvement for him. While Jager moves up to P7 at 128.2. I think we've got Epi up to P5. Here comes LWB across the line for a 127.034, beating Finley by 4 thousandths of a second. SDRS Racing is on a lap. I thought that was incoming. Who just crossed the line there? Was that Epi then? Yeah, that was Epi. I'm bad, I got that wrong there. Matty Burr, P6 for him. IRS LB44 coming out the final corner. No improvements for him. Daft Timms has invalidated. I'm going to jump aboard with SDRS Racing in the Red Bull, currently P9. I'm not sure if he's on a decent lap or not. Haven't been on board with him. He's still running up to the line with all the ERS and DRS. Does improve, P6, just behind his teammate with a 128.153. So Tino makes it 3 pole positions in a row. Takes the first championship point of the day. The pole position here in IRS gives you that 1 point. My fastest lap in the race. And we've got a different point scoring system within the Discord. But congratulations to Tino. LWB in P2, Finley on his debut P3, decent result there. A 10th between the top 3, or 84 thousandths of a second between the top 3. And then a bit of a pushback on the rest of the grid. I'll be back in a minute. as we get ready for round 7. Alright, here we go then. Tino leading the way for the 3rd time this season. Let's see what sort of tyres have we gone for. Only 3 drivers opting for the hard tyres. It should be a one-stop race. Medium to hard or hard to medium. Unless there's safety cars involved where drivers might opt for a different strategy. Possibly softs onto a hard tyre, I don't know, you never know. But yeah, let's see what happens here in the first couple of corners. Let's see if Tier 2 can keep it clean. We've had no incident reports in Tier 2 or Tier 1 for the previous 3 races. Hopefully we can make it 4, but with Jeddah being surrounded by walls and tight turns, that is highly unlikely that we will not see an incident report today. Tino leading the way, doing a pretty slow formation lap here. Epi's already joined, something's happened with him. That's going to cost him a race start, I think. The AI is going to be starting that one. So his teammate might be able to jump him at the start. Let's see if any of the new boys down the back, Draft Tims, Pud Sparrow, Mario Bros, can make positions. Right, here we go then, it's the penultimate corner. Nearly time to get this race underway. Good luck to all the drivers. Some of them probably listening, trying to hear out for strategies and IRS usage and undercuts and all kinds of things. As Tino finally pulls up to the grid slots. Nice and easy, perfectly lined up as we wait for the remaining 13 drivers to do the same. Halfway through the season after this race, LWB leading the championship ahead of Sick Pig and Tino Tiberian. We're ready for round 7. The lights are about to come on. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights, and away we go. That's a very quick start. I think something's glitched there for me because that race start was absolutely rapid as Tino leads the way with Finley having a look at LWB into turn 1 and 2. They're side by side. It's going to be a tight corner. Who's going to back out this one? LWB sort of forcing Finley off the track, and then gives him the position, realising that I was a bit optimistic. Tino keeping the lead though, while Jager moving up a couple of positions out into P5. Star Defender ahead of Outlaw. LWB making a move back past. We've got a yellow flag in the background. Not sure what's happened there. IRS W44 has moved up to P9. Epi's out of this race, so the two Red Bulls have possibly had a collision there, or something happened, because IRS W44 has moved up to P9. SDRS Racing's somehow down in P12, and this is going to be a two-way DRS train as we go on board with Cairo having a battle with IRS W44 into the tightest corner on the track. Cairo runs wide. IRS W44 looking for a way past, yet to use any battery. Slight bump drafting. And IRS W44 goes for the move. There goes SDRS Racing up the inside as well. Two little battles here as Cairo gets the exit. Feisty fighting here. Daft Tim's as well, looking for a way past as Cairo loses 3 positions down that straight. Daft Tim's trying to go around the outside into turn 1. That's a cracking move from the McLaren. Can he get the exit? Not quite. IRS W44 manages to get the traction down with the ERS. But Daft trims around the outside. What a move that is. On his debut, showcasing his overtaking skills there. What a move. To be fair, this has been a cracking start for Tier 2. Tino still leading the way. Absolutely draining the battery. 1.7 seconds in the lead. Finley trying to stick to the back of LWB as well. Might have to use each other for DRS. Finley out the DRS range of LWB for that one. Should get the second one though. 2 seconds up the road, Tino Tiberian. Here comes Finley with the DRS. Will close up to the back of LWB. Slight mistake there for LWB into the final corner. Lost on a couple of attempts. Finley's going to close up even more. But IRS W44 into the wall. That's wing damage. Not sure what's happened there, but IRS W44 into the pits. Don't get any penalties. Easy does it. Mario Bros down in P12, unable to close up to the back of the chasing pack. SDRS Racing now past Daft Tim's as well. Let's see if he's got the pace. Try to catch up with the top 8. We're almost all within DRS range. A couple of people starting to drift off the back and outside the DRS. Yellow flag, and that is Outlaw. Had a moment. He's dropped all the way down to P12. And he's got wing damage, which makes it even worse. I'll go on forward with the tyres now. I hope the first couple of laps are out of the way. Tino Tiberian, 2.7 seconds in the lead. LWB starting to be under pressure now from Finley. Still not close enough for a move. Slick Pig as well. Still in contention for a podium. They have dropped Matty now, who's got Wild Jager and Star Defender. As Finley does get past LWB. Missed that one, but into sector 1 then. Looks to have better pace. Was there a possible moment for LWB? He's already already dropped back here from Finley. He looks to have better pace. Daft Tim's with the first 3-second time penalty of the day. Oh, LWB hitting the wall. I'm not sure if he actually hit the wall there or that was just a glitch. But on my screen, he's hit the wall there, which is costing a couple of attempts. Sick Pig runs wide. That's going to be a track limit warning for him. Finley has closed up a little bit here to Tino today in this lap. It was 2.7 seconds. He's made it up to just over 2 seconds now. Tino's absolutely draining his battery every single lap. He's on literally 5%. Here comes Sick Pig, having a little look up the inside of LWB. The rest of the pack have dropped off a little bit. Matty Burr going defensive into turn 1. Jaeger trying to get a better exit to sneak up the inside. Doesn't quite work out. SDRS Racing is catching up with these guys the more they battle. So could still be on for a top 5 here. These guys ahead of him keep battling the way they are. Drop Daft Tim's. Cairo now the only driver on the hard tyres as Daft Tim's runs a bit wide there. Did a bit of skateboarding. IRS LB44 pushing on down in P12. He's got Outlaw 2 seconds behind him. Back up to the top. Sick Pig's got to be careful here. Nearly outside that 1 second. And I think he's lost the DRS. The LWB. He's going to try to push on. That could be bad for Sick Pig. But LWB does make a bit of a mess there in the final corner, which is going to allow Sick Pig to slightly close up again. While Jaeger this time close enough for a move on Matty. Down into turn 1. Star defender ever so close to the back of that Mercedes. Into the pits. Daft Tim's. While Jaeger's retired from the session, would that be a safety car? It's not going to be a safety car. Where has he crashed out? I think he's hit the wall right here as you go on board with Mario Bros. But that's the first driver out of the session. While Jaeger Haas going to lose out on some big points this week. Just Vicky, who hasn't turned up for whatever reason, and Wild Jaeger now crashing out on lap 6. Another yellow flag to IRS LB44. No, it's Mario Bros. Had a bit of a moment there. Is there any damage? Doesn't look like it. Ooh, Daft Tim's again clipping the wall. He's just behind. He's just in front of IRS LB44. He's being closed down by Outlaw, who's had a bit of a moment there. Finley getting back past LWB. Star defender into the pits. Getting rid of those medium tyres. Onto a set of hards. Should rejoin in P8. Mario Bros into the pits as well. In the Ferrari. Will drop to the back of the field. SPR Racing up to P6 and only 3.8 seconds now behind Matty. He's gaining time. Mark Jacob leaving the session. Sick Pig again, dropping outside that DRS range from LWB. Bit of a moment there for LWB. Just clip the wall. Just about gets inside that DRS range. So Finley, will any of these drivers go for an undercut on Tino? Try to pull some time back on him. I think now's the time to do it on this lap. That's whether or not you leave those hard tyres or go to the end and give you enough grip. As Finley makes a mistake going into turn 1. Gets a 3-second time penalty as well. LWB manages to sneak through up into P2, but Finley's race, the chances of a podium could be over there. Our star defender gets past Cairo. With some of those 7-lap old hard tyres going long. Only driver on a different strategy here now. He's the only driver that's been on the hard tyres from the start. Everyone else has had to box early due to damage. And we'll go back up to this battle at the top. LWB clipping the wall again, has clipped the wall a few times today. Surprised he hasn't knocked off a bit of front wing. As Darth Tim picks up another 3-second time penalty. I think that's his second one now. Yes, it is 6 seconds on your lap 8. As Outlaw makes a move past IRS W44, they're side by side going around one of the corners. Out super close, they're still side by side. IRS W44 has to back out of it. But he probably will get the DRS now, which is going to help him. We overtake Outlaw again, costing himself time though. As Matty Barron and the Mercedes dives into the pits along with SDRS Racing, who was catching up quite a bit there at the end of that stint. There they are into the pits. SDRS Racing onto a brand new set of hards. There goes Cairo, who's yet to box. Yeah, he's got SDRS Racing has closed that gap up massively to Matty, who's lost out time to Star Defender somewhere. So you know what, Star Defender's right on the tail of catching up with Sick Pig, Finley and LWB at the moment, I think. Only 18 seconds behind them. I don't know how long a pit stop is here. I didn't check. That's Cairo trying to keep up to the back of Matty. Oh, a lot of battery to use. Just keeping that ERS to keep him inside that 1 second. I think he just missed it there, unfortunately. There he did. Top 2 battling again. Sorry, second and third battling again. As you've got Finley into the pits. The first of the top 4 drivers deciding that's enough. I want a new set of tyres. Needs to give it absolutely everything here. Yeah, but here comes Star Defender, like I said. Has gained a lot of time here. Yellow flag, that's Tino Tiberian into the wall. I'm sure that was. It is. Broken front wing. That's going to allow LWB and Sick Pig to catch up massively. Luckily for him, he is going through the second sector, so I won't lose too much time. Cuts the corner as well. Tino Tiberian is going to have to change that front wing as well. This could all change. This could be Finley into the lead here. He's gone for the undercut. So Finley gives it an absolutely mega outlap. Drains that battery, could possibly take the lead in this race. In fact, he will take the lead in this race. There's no possible about it. He's absolutely flying. IRS LB44. Still really up the inside of Outlaw. They're going side by side again. Through the same corner. IRS LB44. Trying to sell him the dummy. Let's go back to the leaders though, because they're into the pits. Tino Tiberian and LWB. LWB should come out ahead of Tino here due to this front wing change. There we go. There's the position change. Star Defender as well. Now ahead of his teammate. There it is, the two Williams. Third and fourth. With Tino behind. That's great news for LWB, who's leading the championship. One of his rivals hitting the wall, costing himself a position, and ultimately coming out behind him. Cairo into the pits now as well. Onto a fresh set of mediums. Comes out just ahead of Mario Bros. Yeah, but Philly's 5.5 seconds now into the lead, ahead of Star Defender and LWB, so it's all changed around after the pit stops. And here comes LWB. Past his teammate. Sick Pig. Now into the pits. Will come out behind this little battle of cars. Matty Burr's not too far away to be fair with SDRS Racing. He's now 1.8 seconds behind Matty. There's Sick Pig. Rejoining just behind his teammate. So the two Williams and the two Alpines are in a Mercedes sandwich. Finley leads in the way. Can he catch up to him? Yeah, SDRS Racing will do very well here to get Matty on board with him now. 1.5 seconds away. Star Defender's tyres at the end will start to drop off as well, so could still be a top 5 finish here for the Red Bull driver. Daft Tims with another 3-second penalty. We've got Mario Bros, who's had a moment in turn 1. The IRS is just not quite close enough. Let's go back to the battle though for the podium. For the Star Defender has got Tino Tiberian all over the back of him. The Star Defender's got enough battery to defend this. He's going to hold up the two Alpines here. Try to give his teammates some time to push on up the road. Star Defender's not going to be able to do anything like this one though. I think Tino's going to be able to fly through with the DRS now. Here he comes. Not quite close enough. Starting to defend into turn 1. Great defensive driving from Star Defender here. Giving his teammate the chance of victory and chasing up the road to Finley without the two Alpines closing up to the back of him. There's slight contact. Tino's running into the back of Star Defender. This is getting quite tense between the two Alpines. And the Williams driver of Star Defender who is doing his utmost best here to defend from the Alpines and cost them time. Here comes Tino around the outside of Star Defender. He's going to try to send it up the inside. There's slight contact. Tino's spun round. Star Defenders. Oh, there's contact between all three of them. Sick Pig has got damage. Tino is just about right, but that is going to be a big talking point in the Discord after this race. Tino's going to push on, but Star Defender's going to have to box along with Sick Pig now, which is going to give the opportunity to Matty and SDRS Racing get themselves into a top 5. Finley pushing on nicely here, leading the way. Only 3 seconds of time penalties. Can't afford to lose 2.8 seconds to LWB, otherwise he'll lose the race win. He's doing everything he can to push on and try to close that gap. Stars into the pits. Loses the position to Matty in SRS Racing. I think he should get out just ahead. Oh, there's a collision. What's going on? We've got Outlaw around. I think there was possible contact with IRSW 44. Only a yellow flag though. No safety car at the moment. Star Defender is going to rejoin just behind Darth Timms. Actually, it's very close. Star Defender rejoins just ahead of the McLaren there. It has changed everything this race. IRSW 44 into the pits. What's happened to him? I think his tyres were just done because he had to box so early. Still P11 now at the moment, which is 8 points, I believe. Which is good for Ferrari. They need as much points as they can get in both Tier 1, Tier 2 and the combined structures. Struggling along with Red Bull. Right, I wish we had that little graphic from the real life race where it gives you the countdown on how many laps a driver is catching, because SDRS Racing has now caught up with Matty, which is going to be a battle for a top 4 position. Here he comes to the outside into turn 1, and that is pretty an easy move there. Matty didn't fight that as hard as I think he was. Probably didn't. They're on the same amount of grip actually, so I'm surprised Matty just didn't fight that. Or possibly being sensible, trying to have the DRS game. SDRS racing with a bit of a moment there. So Sick Pig rejoins just ahead of Darth Timms, who's got Cairo 8 seconds behind, but I think Cairo's going to start to catch up now on those medium tyres. IRSLB 44 up into P10 as Outlaw dives into the pits. Mario Bros has gone for the soft tyres, that's brave. Gap up the top, 6 seconds. Finley looks to be the quickest driver out there at the moment, and in a comfortable position. No one was able to catch up. LWB trying to do his best. Has been saving a bit of ERS to be fair. Starts to drain it down the straight and makes that gap back to 5.5 seconds. Might get a bit of DRS help this lap as well actually. Who's that? Is that Mario Bros? Yes it is. So if LWB catches Mario Bros in the right place here, he's going to get a bit of DRS help. To be fair, I think he will, you know. Nah, Mario Bros is going to pull over, so no help with DRS. SDRS Racing is saving that ERS as well because he has underfueled. A lot of drivers would have probably underfueled by a little bit as well to think there would be a safety car, but 16 laps in, we've had Epi, DNF, which could have been a technical issue, and Wild Jager, who has crashed out of the session. And there have been no virtuals or full safety cars. Matty still within the DRS of SDRS. He can't see how much battery that the Red Bull's got there, so could use a bit more just to stay with him or overtake him again, because the Red Bull needs to save due to having not enough fuel in the car, as Outlaw is out the session and that is in the pit lane, so that will not be a safety car. And 11 drivers left. One in the pits, retiring early from the race, one with a technical issue and one with a crash, so it's pretty good for Saudi. Again, I don't think there'll be any reports today. Been a pretty clean race as Matty Bird dives into the pits. He's going for a two-stop. He's going to come out behind Sick Pig and Star Defender. That's... I don't know if that's a good choice for Matty there. He should have probably just stayed out. Going for something different though. Got a lot of work to do now to get back up to that P5. Star Defender clipping the wall a little bit there as he's starting to be under pressure from Sick Pig on those medium tyres. Daft Tims and Cairo into the pits as IRS LB44 gets up to P8 now, and Cairo picks up a 3-second time penalty. So can IRS LB44 hold off the McLaren and stay in P8. Finley's into the pits. Oh wait, the tyre's that done? Two-stop race here. I thought that would have been a one-stop. I'm telling you, LWB and Tino are not pitting. They're going to stay out. Finley rejoins in P3 then. And he's going to have a much fresher tyres, and he's going to be hunting down LWB and Tina, but has got a 3-second time penalty on top of that as well, so it's going to be a very close ending to this race. Sick Pig has got past Star Defender. As we catch it on board, there's a yellow flag. I'm not sure what's happened there. That's something to do with IRS LB44, Cairo and Daft Tims coming through sector 3. Battling for 8th position. Which is very good points in the moment. We do it different here in IRS this season. We change the point scoring, so 8th position is 14 points. P9 is 12 points and P10 is 10 points. So IRS LB44, Cairo and Daft Tim still battling for some very good points here. Mario as well, I rate his effort, he's still going along nicely there. Actually, I think he's in AR. Yeah. Not sure. Yellow flag, that is Daft Tims. Through sector 1, he's had a moment. Starting to lose some concentration here in Saudi. Star Defender, is he close enough for a move on Sick Pig? Also got to think about defending from Matty behind. He's on those fresher hards, looking for a way back into the top 5. And as he says, as I say that, picks up a 3-second time penalty, which is going to cost him massively now. And I do think he was better off just staying out there on those old hards. 12 seconds and 6 laps. I mean, it might happen for Sick Pig. SDRS Racing is going to push hard to make sure that doesn't happen. Finley's now 2.1 seconds behind Tino Tiberian. Championship leader leading the way though, looking to extend his championship lead, which is now going to be Tino Tiberian behind him. P2 26, P5 20 points. Yeah, I think Tino's just going to be 1 point ahead of his teammate, Sick Pig, that stays like this at the moment. Still, we've got 5 laps to go as Finley sets the new fastest lap. And he's pushing on here. He's got to get past Tino very quickly. He's got to get past him at the right time, which is the DRS zone. Can't afford to lose time here, which he's not tucked up behind Tino, so he can push here, close up to the back of him, just ahead of the DRS zone, and just try and get past him and then push through sector 1 to break the DRS for Tino the next lap, and then try and send it after LWB, but I just don't think he's got enough. Still with that 3 second time limit as well, as I think Mattia's star defender having a little altercation there. Not sure what happened, bit of a misunderstanding. IRS LB44 still ahead of Cairo. Get back to Finley. Is he close enough to get past Tino? Oh, look at the grip difference there. Just going through that corner from Finley. We're up to the back of the Alpine. I don't think Tino's even going to fight this, you know. Well, he's fighting the slipstream, to be fair, and deploying his ERS, but there's nothing you can do about the straight line speed of that from the Mercedes. It takes away P2 from Tino, and there's no doubt that he's going to push away by 3 seconds quite easily here. Might even do it in the first sector. Oh, Tino's out. Tino's crashed, and that's going to be a safety car this time, please. Please. No safety car. Are you mad? How is that not a safety car? I wanted it just to spice things up. That's going to give SDRS Racing a possible podium, but Tino has just crashed out of the race after securing pole position for the 3rd race in a row, leading half of it, and then clipping the wall, having a collision with star defender, and now crashing out of the race. That's an awful ending for Tino Tiberian. We're going on board with IRS LB44, who's going to be moving up to possibly P7 as he defends from the Sauber. As Darth Timms now crashes out, and that is a safety car. And that changes everything in this race here now. LWB in the perfect chance to pit as well onto a set of softs. What will Finley do? I think Finley will probably going to stay out to just get track position and try to push off away from LWB. SDRS Racing gives him a great opportunity here to secure this podium by going onto softs. I'm going to talk about driver of the day right now as well. Before that safety car come out, we only had 3 laps left, and I was swaying towards SDRS Racing as a driver of the day, simply because he had an incident early on, was battling right at the back of the pack, I think possibly 12th or 13th, and has battled his way all the way back up to P3. Of course, some people have crashed out the race, which has given him a bit of luck, but to come all the way back from the position he was in to a possible podium is definitely driver of the day worthy, and it helps him out as well with that fuel tank, as you can see just next to the gear number 7. You see that yellow tank, which is mean he's under fuel, so this safety car is going to help him out absolutely lovely, as all the drivers are currently boxing onto the softs. Unfortunately for Mario Bros, he was too far behind to unlap himself, so he is stuck behind LWB and Finley at the moment, but somehow Finley got ahead of LWB in that pits. Must have been a front wing change, must have been a slight bit of damage on that Williams. As IRS LB44 comes into the pits, they're going to have to be quick here, catching up to the back of the safety car, because it could come in at the end of the next lap. So they're going to have to be very quick here to catch up. They're going to lose some tyre wear by catching up here. IRS LB44 could be on for a top 5 finish here if he catches up with the guys ahead on their penalties. Someone said my 3-second time penalty is a scam. I think that is Mario Bros. Yeah. RSLB 44 and Cairo are really going to have to try and catch up here. I'm not sure if the safety car will come in at the end of the next lap. 10-second time penalty for Mario Bros for overtaking. Surprised he didn't get disqualified, you know. Oh, mad. So what? You can just overtake like that now. You just get a 10-second time penalty. And unlap yourself. Okay, I did not know that. Normally it disqualified you, I swear. That's good to know if I want to unlap myself. I'm sure there can be a rule about that being implemented as long as you do it safely and unlap yourself. The 10 seconds could be removed at the end. Don't see why not. It's just fair to drivers that lap really, because there's no system that allows drivers to overtake and unlap themselves. That'd be pretty good now. Do you realise that? Like I said, IRS 44 and Cairo are really going to have to push to catch up. I think the safety car might come in this lap. They might get lucky and they might come in the next lap. But I think they might be able to catch up if it does. We'll find out now as they come through this section. If the safety car's coming in or not. Oh, safety car in this lap. IRS 44. He might just make it. Where is he? Yeah, IRS 44 will possibly make it. Cairo, I don't think will. He's going to be dropped back. They're going really slowly. Finley's going really slowly. IRS 44 has caught up. I think Cairo might just do it. Let's go back to the race start though. Finley's in the lead of this one. He's got a 3-second time penalty. He's got 2 laps to do everything he can to push away from LWB. He's waiting for the restart. Leaving it very late. Away goes Finley. Being hunted down by LWB. STRS Racing having a look at possibly going for a move on LWB. Oh, that Mercedes got that all wrong there. Matty Burr colliding with Star Defender down into turn 1, allowing IRS 44 and Cairo to get through. Finley trying to push away. Could be losing out on the race win and even a podium here. Got a sick pig hanging on to the back. IRS 44 as well. Trying to do everything he can to stick onto the back of the top 3. These qualifying laps from IRS 44 needs to give it absolutely everything he's got. Mario Bros unfortunately down to P9. Not going to be able to do anything. What's happened to LWB? 1.8 seconds behind Finley. I think Finley just drained his battery completely. But he's so much quicker on his restart than LWB. Penultimate lap is almost over. We're about to start the last lap of the race. IRS 44 unfortunately has dropped back quite a significant amount from the top 4. He's going to have to drain his battery. Mario Bros has had an incident in turn 1. Sector 1. As Finley sets a new fastest lap. Sick Pig makes a move past SDRS Racing. So Finley currently 2.7 seconds ahead of LWB. There's the gap. So much quicker through the corners is Finley, where he's gaining a lot of time. This is going to come right down to the line here between the top 2 drivers, as LWB is trying to do everything he can to stay within that 3-second gap of Finley, who's absolutely draining his battery. Only 10% left for Finley. That's it for Finley, he's done. His IRS is gone. Can LWB snatch at the line, or can Sick Pig even do it here? Who's got a DRS of LWB as well. Clips the wall. This is going to be Sick Pig's race possibly, unless SDRS Racing can do anything about it as well. Finley's currently 3.3 seconds ahead. These guys are battling down into the final corner, which is going to cost them the lead of this race, I think. SDRS Racing out the final corner. Gets a run on Sick Pig. Up to the line we go. Finley's going to take the race win on track and keeps the race win ahead of SDRS Racing and LWB and Sick Pig. By just over 6 tenths covers the top 4 coming across the line there. Star Defender manages to get IRS LB44 up to the line as well. Matty Burr P7. Cairo 87 thousandths per second behind Matty, and then Mario Bros is going to be finishing this race in P9, well off the pace. But what an ending that was. 4 drivers could have won the race. In that literally last corner mattered the most. 3 tenths is where Finley gained in that last corner due to the battling between second, third and fourth. We're just waiting for Mario Bros to cross the line. He's coming down the main straight now. So he comes down the back straight into the final corner. But yeah, what an ending that was. Dramatic race for Tier 2. Genuinely, I don't think we're going to see a lot of incident reports. I think there's been more driver errors than anything. But congratulations to Finley, who on his debut takes the race win. We're going to discuss driver today in a minute as we wait for it all to load up. But that's what IRS is about: entertainment and dramatic racing. Race winner to Finley, fastest lap to Finley. Driver of the day goes to Kyra on the game. Most overtakes SDRS Racing. Obviously, driver of the day is done by the commentator, which is me, so I get the decision of who's going to be driver of the day, and there's been a lot of good drivers that deserve driver of the day, but I think IRS LB44 is one of them. Star Defender another, but I think due to the race SDRS Racing had up until that safety car, and even after the safety car, having an incident on lap 1, going to the back of the field in that chasing pack, losing touch with the top 8, crawled his way back through pure pace and strategy, got himself into the top 5, and Tino crashed out and then got himself into the top 4 and into a podium position and almost a race win. I think he deserves driver of the day today, so SDRS Racing on his return to IRS will get driver of the day and a podium there, so congratulations to him. Congratulations to LWB as well for extending his lead over Sick Pig in the championship. It's been a very entertaining race. I've enjoyed that one. Hope you guys enjoy it watching it back, and give us a subscription, a follow, a like, whatever you want to do on YouTube, Twitch, wherever. We'll be back here on Tuesday, which will be Tier 1 Saudi again. Point in the season. Burb, LWB on the comms for that one, I think. So come and tune in then. And yeah, peace out. We'll see you then.